Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Newington. Hold on one second.
Got it.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry.
That's okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Newington Town Council special meeting of Tuesday, May 31st, 2023. I'm calling the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. If you would please join me and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, if you are able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. We'll move into roll call, please. I believe Susan's online. Hi, Susan.
Hello. Counselor Annis?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Budraco?
Here.
Counselor Camillo?
Here.
Counselor Donahue?
Here.
Counselor Mankey?
Here.
Counselor Nagel?
Here.
Counselor Page?
Here.
Counselor Rada?
Here.
Mayor Del Buono?
Here. Everyone is present. We'll continue on now to public participation. Any member of the public may be acknowledged to participate by raising your hand in the participants window if you're in the Zoom application. Anyone in the room, right now there is no one, is able to come forward if they would like. We do have a 3-minute time limit. And I'm just going to check our attendees window.
There either.
Okay. I don't see anyone there to participate, so we will continue on. There was no email correspondence for the purpose of this evening's meeting. Remarks by counselors on public participation will continue through that. We are into old business, which is to consider and take action on the appointment of a town manager. As everyone knows, the council had enlisted the consulting firm of Randy Freight Consulting LLC to assist us in conducting the town manager search, as well as working on the tentative contract negotiations. We are also utilizing our town attorney for said purposes as well. Before us this evening, we have a resolution that would allow us to appoint a permanent town manager as required under our charter, section C501. The action does require no less than 6 affirmative votes of all members that are present and voting. And I would entertain that motion. Councilor Menke?
Certainly. Resolved that pursuant to section C-501 of the Newington Town Charter, the Newington Town Council hereby appoints Thomas Hutka to serve as town manager effective July 1st, 2023. Be it further resolved that the Newington Town Council hereby authorizes Mayor Beth Del Buono, Tim Mankey, Majority Leader, and Mitch Page, Minority Leader, to execute the final negotiated employment contract, a copy of which shall be attached to this resolution and filed in the office of the town clerk. Second.
Seconded by Councilor Camillo. And discussion on the motion. All right, I think we're gonna probably, I don't see any hands up, so I'm assuming we'll save our remarks for remarks by counselors at the end. So there are no hands up. We will go ahead and let's do a roll call vote on this, please, Susan, if you would.
Sure. Counselor Annis?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Budraco?
Yes.
Counselor Camillo?
Yes.
Counselor Donahue?
Yes.
Counselor Mankey?
Yes.
Counselor Nagel?
Yes.
Counselor Page?
Yes.
Counselor Rada?
Yes.
Mayor Del Buono?
Yes.
9 yes.
Wonderful. Motion passes unanimously. And I would just like to take a quick moment to thank James Krapinski for all of his hard work as our acting town manager. Don't worry, James is staying with us. He's going to be still serving in his role as town clerk. And I'm sure he will be assisting our new town manager in the transition as well. And
You'll get another nice long memo from me.
but we really do appreciate you've been a rock star for us. And I know you're still on board with us until July 1st.
Correct.
But we really do want you to know how much we appreciate you.
My pleasure.
And congratulations to Thomas Hutka, the new town manager, who will be on board with us July 1st. He does come to us with quite a resume of experience and knowledge, and I think it's clear by the 9-0 vote that we just took that the council is very pleased to have him on board and really looking forward to beginning to work with him soon. I guess, well, let's see if there's any public, and then we'll open it up to remarks by counselors. Still no public attendees?
Just Janet.
Janet Murphy? And no one in the audience, so we'll move on now to remarks by counselors. Any other counselors? Deputy Mayor Vadraco.
Again, I really want to echo, thanks to James. He really did a Herculean job of getting us through this temporary period. And I hope the experience that you gained, and plus, what you did to us is going to serve you very well in the future. And I'm so happy that we're still going to be able to rely on you. Just for the public regarding Mr. Hutka, it was a very incredibly experienced field of candidates that we were really for. I was a little concerned about whether we were going to get the experience that we were looking for, that we needed here in Newington, but we got some very good candidates, and Mr. Hutka did rise to the top. And just for those of you who on the public, there'll be a press release coming out, and once Mr. Hutka, comes on board, there'll be, a reception, and he'll be here to introduce you, and you'll find out more about his background. But I just want to say that, he's going to be relocating from Pompano Beach, Florida, and his experience is quite extensive. I think he's got experience as a city manager. He has experience in as a public works director. He has experience as a consultant on engineering and construction projects. And that's going to be something that, our infrastructure here in Newington is something at this point that we're going to be focusing in a priority. So that type of experience is going to be welcome. He's also been very involved in economic development, and what was kind of dear to my heart, as well as I know Councilor Rada's, is historical. He has a fondness for historical preservation and reuse of historical properties in terms of development and whatever. And I know Councilor Page as well. He's served, once you all in public see, the places that he's worked have been varied throughout the country. It's been Minnesota, Florida, Ohio, Michigan, again, Florida. And that's going to bring a perspective that is very broad, and a good perspective, a different way of looking at things, maybe different ways of approaching things. So that's going to be very useful to us, I'm sure. But in addition to this professional experience that he's bringing to us, he has a very solid academic background. Princeton and Harvard are on his resume, so he combines the professional, the educational, but most importantly, the professional experience. So he has an interesting background with very relevant and very needed experience that we're going to need here in Newington as we move forward. And I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to bring to the position and help us continue to grow and succeed and thrive. So welcome, Mr. Hutka, if you're listening.
Who wants to follow that? Councilor Menke?
Yeah, we just did. Thank James for filling in. I know it's not easy to fill in. And we had some, a busy season of you filling in with budget and the like. So I appreciate your efforts, and I think you've done us well. I'd also like to thank the search committee we had a lot of extra meetings to try to get this resolved and get it moving forward. And also the counselors who took the time to read the resumes and do the interviews. I too was impressed with the number of candidates we had and their expertise and their backgrounds. And I just want to welcome Thomas to Newington. I think he'll do us well.
Thank you. Councilor Page.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, thank you also, James, so much for all of your work and for the way you've handled everything. You're a true professional. We're really blessed to have you in town.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank our consulting firm, Randy Frank, who were professional from start to finish and have guided us through this. I've never done this before. And so it was comforting to have professionals with such experience shepherd us through this process. I was also impressed and pleased and proud that we had so many people come from near and far to want to lead our town and on the town manager side. It says, I think, a lot about how wonderful our town is and the feedback we would get during interviews from candidates talking about Newington and what a wonderful place it is. And I love this place, but I think often when we're in our own hometown, we don't always fully appreciate what a wonderful town we have. And so that was confirming. I would also say that I appreciate the work that all the councilors have done, both in the subcommittee, but also at large here. And we have had tangles, we have had arguments, we have had fights, and we'll probably continue to have some arguments and fights on principle and on policy and on what we consider to be the best thing to do for Newington. But one thing I think is clear, I know is clear because I lived it with all of you, is that we agree on this decision 100%. This man, Mr. Hutka, is a gentleman. He's highly educated. He's highly experienced, and he brings a wealth of knowledge and character to the job and the position. And I think all employees will be very pleased. And I know we are pleased, and we have great hopes for continuing to move our town forward in a wonderful direction that it's already headed. It's only going to get better. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Rada.
Yeah, I could say what they said.
It's hard when you're
What they
down the
all
list,
said.
right?
But again, James, thank you so much. You took on this role and worked with us day in and day out, gave us support, you gave us your professionalism, your humor, which we all need periodically. And I want to thank also Randy Frank and her associates. They did a fantastic job of working with us, hearing what we and other staff at the town hall had to say, and were able to bring us some very, very some really stellar candidates. And then I guess my last comment would be thanks again to everyone here sitting around the council table. We all work together collegially. Again, we had some laughs while we were trying to do this very serious work, but we took it very seriously. We had some real deep and detailed discussions that I think were very productive. And in the end, I'm sure we all feel that we came up with the best candidate possible, and we're all looking forward to have Mr. Hutka join us and start working with him, and he start working with us and everybody else here in the community. So thank you all.
Thank you, Councilor Rada. Councilor Nagel.
I also would like to echo what everyone else has said about the process and those in town, James, different departments, truly everyone on this table, not on this table, that including the consultant agency for guiding us and participating in this journey that we've all gone through. And where we've had differences, as others mentioned, we came to a bipartisan conclusion. At the end, there was no arm twisting. Everyone realized the differences and whatever from a great many dedicated candidates, and have come to this conclusion that we think is best for Newington. Aside from what has been mentioned already, Mr. Hutka has should be highlighted that he has been at the helm of a town of this size. It's had other expertise that goes way beyond it that's really outstanding, which people have previously mentioned, and I know you're going to hear more about it once he gets on board. And also that he and his family have ties to Connecticut, that there's knowledge he He calls this part of the country home to some extent. He even mentioned when we interviewed him, that's not giving any privileged information, that many people would think, why are you moving back to Connecticut from Florida? And it's Connecticut. He didn't apply everywhere, and we're proud that he's one of many who have applied and thought that our town was the town that he would be best for, and that he wished to be part of our community. So I applaud everyone involved in this process. Obviously, Mr. Hutka, beginning July 1st, and hope that we can move forward from there, given what we have done with an excellent choice at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Ennis.
Thank you. I too would like to reiterate everything that everybody else said. James, I do want to thank you for your dedication, your professionalism, and just what you have done for the town in your short stint as the acting town manager. And I can't wait for you to be back as the town clerk, because I utilize you all the time. So, but thank you so much. You really stepped up to the position with professionalism, and we appreciate that. I'm looking forward to welcoming Thomas into Newington with his diverse background. I think it'll be so beneficial to our town. And once the residents get to know him and get to meet him, I'm sure they're going to also agree that we did a great job in picking the candidate that we did. We did have some very outstanding candidates, and it was a difficult decision, but we all unanimously came to this determination. So there was something about him that we all liked, and bringing that into the town, I think, will be very positive for our town. And I want to thank all of you. I mean, I think we did a really good job all working together, going through all the resumes. It was tough, and and having been your first time, it is difficult. So I just want to thank everybody. I think we did a good job, and I'm really looking forward to July 1st to welcome him to our town.
Thank you. Just one more, well, maybe a couple more comments. Just in revisiting in my brain kind of the process we went through, I think you mentioned the consultant firm, Randy Frank and her, Rich Brown and Bob Slavin were the three that really helped us the most during this process. And I know she has some other behind the scenes folks, but they really did a great job for us, and I think led us down a very nice path where not only did we get the input from, so they interviewed all of us in terms of what we wanted for Newington or saw as priorities for Newington and for a new town manager. They also had a public forum. It feels like forever ago now.
Yeah, it does.
And it kind of was. But they did several months ago have a public forum to get public input on the qualities that our residents wanted in the new town manager. And we got to hear from, it was actually pretty well attended at the senior center that night. So they really did a good job of taking into account all of the different facets of our community in looking for the right candidate and putting together that profile that initially went out. So, and I think those efforts are what brought us so many qualified candidates. That initial profile and the information included really brought forward a tremendous pool of candidates that were, through the process, we narrowed down to 5 and then 3. And, we did go through a real step-by-step process, just so the public knows. And then we did have a full day where we had the 3 top final candidates in Newington. They came here and we did interviews with town staff, they got to meet with James to talk about things. They got to meet with the council. So it really was quite a process that we went through. And it was a unanimous decision, as you heard earlier. It was a very, it's a hard decision, but an easy decision when you have the right candidate, if you know what I mean. So while we spent lots of time and energy and really went through all of the factors, in the end, to me, it was a bit of an easier decision because we had great candidates to choose from. And Mr. Hudka really rose to the top. And I'm really looking forward to, his personality, I think he'll be very great to work with and easy to work with. And I think the public will really like him as well. So I'm looking forward to the reception that we're going to have, information to follow when he does get on board and can take a breath maybe, and we can get something put together for him. But I think I'm looking forward to having the public get a chance to meet him as well. And just a reminder, the consultant did say part of their contract with us was that within the first 6 months, they will come back and sit with us and with the new town manager to work on goal setting and making sure that we are setting goals for him, for us as a council, and making sure that we're aimed in the right direction as a team with him. So I'm looking forward to that process as well. And so the public knows that that was part of the consultant's job as well. So Lots of fun things coming our way, but come July 1st, we're really looking forward to having Mr. Hook on board and can't wait to start working with him. All right. I don't see any other hands up, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Menke, seconded by Counselor Rada. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We stand adjourned at 7:20. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
you.